Kia ora, and welcome back. Ricky here. I'm going to talk about monitoring that will help support your application during its life cycle, both in development and once deployed into production. You might have experienced people reporting performance issues, the application slowing down, or even timing out. They might talk about failures in the application or stranger things occurring. They might be reporting the issue immediately, or there might be a ticket from the day before. While these reports should be investigated, we need to confirm an issue with actual data, otherwise it's just anecdotal. We need a way to monitor the application and the underlying supporting environment to ensure it is performing correctly. We need to think about how we gather and store historical data for future analysis. For real-time monitoring, we can use Amazon CloudWatch to collect metrics from your application and the deployed resources. The collection and management of metrics from services in one central place is great for us, and it's one less thing to worry about. This is a cool feature of the cloud. Amazon EC2 is an example of a service that gives us access to metrics. We have access to CPU utilization, data transfer, and disk usage activity. We also get metrics from other AWS services, such as Amazon RDS DB instances, Elastic Load Balancers, and Amazon SQS queues. Not only do we have access to metrics from AWS services, our own application can send metrics to CloudWatch. Metrics important to operational performance can be sent and stored using a simple API. For example, a custom metric you may want to keep track of is how many times your application sign-in requests fail, or the volume of sign-in requests over a 5-minute period. The failures may indicate an error somewhere in your code logic. The volume may allow you to automatically provision extra resources to support the increasing demand on your application's infrastructure. You can specify custom metrics down to a 1-second data point resolution that is retained for 3 hours. You can also store 1-hour data point resolution metrics for up to 15 months. Once you have metrics appearing in CloudWatch, you can start to graph them using a dashboard. This would give you a visual view of your application and the supporting infrastructure. The metrics are not just passive. They can be used to raise alarms. These alarms allow you to react to events. You could scale your resources based on appropriate metrics so your users don't experience degraded performance if there is a sudden spike in activity. You could send messages to fetch a human if values fall outside normal ranges. Getting paged is not necessarily a bad thing. Sometimes out of the norm is an opportunity to address issues before they become a PR event. Alarms have 3 states: OK, alarm, and insufficient data. OK and alarm are determined by how you configure the threshold. For example, you can configure an alarm so that if the CPU load is over 75% for more than 5 minutes, the alarm will transition to an alarm state. One or more actions can be attached to an alarm and will occur during the state transition. Actions can be auto-scaling actions or sending an SNS notification, which can be a simple email message, a message into an SQS queue, or even trigger a Lambda function. The insufficient data state simply indicates that there is not enough data to determine a state. Another feature of CloudWatch is CloudWatch Logs, which manages log data and would help troubleshoot issues both recent and in the past. Using an agent, you can have your EC2 system and application logs shipped into CloudWatch Logs. Other AWS services, such as Lambda and CodeBuild, also send their logs to CloudWatch Logs. You have the ability to filter and search your logs, and even create metrics from your logs that can raise alerts. This allows you to simplify your monitoring. A great example would be monitoring your web server logs for 404 HTTP server responses, which might indicate website issues. You can ignore a few, but if the number raises above a certain threshold, you can raise an alarm. Log data can be stored and accessed for as long as you need, and you can ship the logs to S3 or an Elasticsearch cluster for great visualizations. Raf will cover Elasticsearch in a future session. Finally, you can create dashboards in CloudWatch to give you a single pane of glass into resource utilization, application performance, and operational health. Now let's have a look at CloudWatch.